Hey there, I'm Felicity Fletcher. I am an avid reader, a hopeful author, and a practicing witch and astrologer. And welcome to my weekly astrology videos. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back. If it's your first time, I'm so happy to have you here. Welcome. This video is covering the week of Sunday, April 6th through Saturday, April 12th. We have a lot to talk about this week because this week is going to be an absolute roller coaster. So strap in, let's get into it. We are actually starting on a high note on Sunday the 6th. The first thing happening, we have a few things happening that day, but the first thing is that the moon is moving into Leo. This is one of my favorite places for the moon to be. It's warm, it's generous, it's just happy, fuzzy emotions. This is going to be a really good time to spend some time with your inner child. If you've never done this before, the easiest thing you can do is take some time to remember moments of your childhood that were warm and fuzzy and gave you that just happy feeling, and see what was involved with them. Was it a certain type of food that you really liked eating? Was it an activity that you enjoyed doing? Was it a person you liked being around? And is there a way that you can incorporate that into your day now? Maybe if you really liked peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, have some. I enjoy Uncrustables. Are actually really good, but see what comes up. We do have to be careful when the moon is in Leo. People tend to have big egos. Big egos. They tend to be very prideful. People are trying to steal the spotlight. They could be trying to steal the spotlight from you, but we could also be trying to steal the spotlight from other people. This is a time where, yes, we can really stand out and we can go after things and we can grab the microphone and speak our piece. But we have to be careful. When we are standing in the spotlight, are we taking it from someone else that probably could use it more? Or are we taking that spotlight for something that's not actually important? That's the question we have to ask ourselves with this Leo moon. Also on Sunday the 6th, we have the Sun sextile Jupiter. This is the best aspect. It's the best. This is all about optimism, good luck, fortune, expansion. We have the two biggest planets. We have the Sun, just massive ball of fire that represents us. We are the Sun is us. And we have Jupiter, this massive planet that just brings with it growth and expansion. And it's just so exciting, and they have such a positive interaction with each other at the sextile, and it's just exciting. There are no limits for things. The potential is just everywhere. There's so much potential on Sunday the 6th. There is not going to be things in our way. And this is the time to say yes. Say yes to opportunities. If there's something you want, go after it. If you want a new job, fill out job applications on this day. That's what I'm going to be doing. But say yes. On top of that, we will also have Venus trine Mars. Trine is farther away than sextile, but still really positive energies. But when the planets are trine, we have to put a little bit more effort in. So when Venus is trine Mars, this is a great time for creativity. And you have that Sun sextile Jupiter. So there's this just so much opportunity in our creativity. But we have to pick up the pen and put it to paper. We have to pick up the paintbrush and put it to canvas. We have to pick up the camera to take that photo. So it's our responsibility to start. It's our responsibility to pick up the pen and write the first letter, and then Mars will take us. We will have motivation. We will have no limits on what we can do. We just have to go. We have to start. Now, as a reminder, Venus is still retrograde. We are at the final days of Venus retrograde. It's about to have a bunch of aspects with a bunch of different planets, and we are about to have the final lessons of Venus retrograde. When Venus is retrograde, it is all about learning lessons from our past. Venus retrograde is our ex texting us and us reminding ourselves why they are the ex in the first place, and learning from that and not going after that again. We have so much potential to learn from our lessons. This is the day that we need to be open to what the universe throws at us. We need to be ready to learn and grow and start down the best path for us. And this can happen. There will be so much growth through effort. We put in effort on Sunday. There's no limit to the expansion. So Sunday, we are putting ourselves on the path. We are going, we are growing. The potential is there. We can see it. On Monday the 7th, though, I mentioned it's roller coaster, right? Monday the 7th, as we start walking down that path, we have Venus conjunct Saturn. We have Venus retrograde conjunct Saturn. If Sun sextile Jupiter is the best aspect, Venus conjunct Saturn is the worst. Venus conjunct Saturn brings with it isolation, loneliness, sadness, depression. We are walking down that path and we are now realizing we are alone. Venus is retrograde. It's not bringing with it a bunch of joy, but even if it was, Saturn would be right there nitpicking that joy. Saturn looks at relationships as transactions, where Venus looks at relationships as love and emotion, and those don't always connect. We don't want to look at our relationships as just transactions the way Saturn wants us to. And Venus definitely doesn't want to. And so they're not really happy. We also have to remember Venus is retrograde. Venus is bringing us karmic lessons about our past, and Saturn rules karma. When something happens on Monday, we have to take the time to acknowledge where it came from. It won't be positive, it won't be exciting, but we have to acknowledge. We have to acknowledge the feelings that we have on Monday. We can't give in to them, but we have to acknowledge it. I do really recommend if you have some healthy coping mechanisms that you enjoy, some self-care you really enjoy, I recommend setting that up on Sunday, going into Monday, so that you are prepared. If there are any unhealthy coping mechanisms, maybe try to limit what you have access to going into Monday. It will be a difficult energy. One of the other things happening on Monday is Mercury is going direct. That is exciting. We do like Mercury moving forward. Just as a reminder, it does have to go through a shadow period. So it does have to travel where it went retrograde. And for me personally, I feel like that is always one of the harder times. When Mercury first starts going direct, goes into shadow, that's when the networks go down. That's when our phones stop working. That's when we try to go out to eat, but the credit card readers aren't working. It can be a little bit difficult. This is the final kind of preparation for Mercury to move forward. This is making us apply what we've learned through Mercury retrograde. It's making us apply the patience that Mercury retrograde requires so that we can be ready to move forward. On Tuesday the 8th, the moon is going to be moving into Virgo, which is going to be really good for recovering from Monday. Virgo is practical. Virgo focuses on health. I'm really struggling with words today. I apologize. We're going to just push through though. Virgo moon focuses on health. Specifically, this is going to focus on mental health. This is a really good time to schedule a therapy appointment, to look into meditation, to ask yourself what you need to do for your mental health. The moon in Virgo likes to iron out the details. The moon in Virgo is going to take those lessons from Monday and try to iron out the details on how we move forward. That path that we are on, the moon in Virgo is measuring it. It's categorizing the landscapes that we have to go through. It is working out the exact details. The other thing happening on Tuesday the 8th is Venus retrograde is sextile Uranus. This is, again, we're on that roller coaster, so this is usually a more positive aspect. This is all about fun and excitement and a lot of restlessness, honestly. Venus sextile Uranus is not really sure what's going on. It just wants to go out. It just wants to have fun. But you mean I have to sit in this meeting? What? There's a lot of restlessness involved with this energy. It will be very restless on Tuesday. Especially with Venus retrograde, we're going to be seeking out things that are shiny and new. We're going to seek out that shiny piece of jewelry, that shiny new furniture, that shiny new job, that shiny new person. But we're restless. We're just focused on the fun and excitement. Yeah, Virgo moon might be over there figuring out the details, but we don't really care about that. But we have to. We have to ask ourselves, why is it shiny? Is it shiny because it's gold, or is it fool's gold? Is it shiny just because we don't have it? Is it shiny because other people want to have it? These are the questions we have to ask ourselves. Then on Thursday the 10th, so we have a couple days to ask ourselves those questions before Thursday the 10th, the moon moves into Libra. Libra tends to be kind of practical in the way that Virgo is, but not at all practical like the way Virgo is. Instead of working on the details, Libra is practical about the relationships. Libra is thinking about everybody and how everybody feels and everybody's reaction to things. Libra is the one sitting there wondering what everybody else is thinking. The moon's in Libra, it's very difficult to make decisions because we are not only thinking about how the decisions affect us, but how they affect absolutely everybody. We will be searching for order when the moon's in Libra, but we will be searching for it in other people, not in ourselves. So it can be a little bit difficult when the moon's in Libra, but we have to remember we can't find order, we can't find control in other people, we can only do it with us. Then on Saturday the 12th, while the moon is still in Libra, it is going to be full. This full moon is spring. This full moon is the rain that's nourishing us, that's nourishing the ground, that's getting ready for the grass to grow. I live in the desert. I can see firsthand when we actually get some rain, we get grass that grows almost immediately. But other places need that constant rain to keep that grass growing. This full moon is bringing us rain. So we need to be ready to grow. We need to balance ourselves and what we need and what we think and where our path is going with our relationship with others. Like I said before, we can't find order and control in others. We can only find it in ourselves, but we have to use this full moon to find that balance between us and our relationship with others. And this full moon will illuminate where that balance is off. It's going to really be focusing on relationships. This full moon is focusing on relationships and how those relationships are affecting us. This full moon is going to be illuminating relationships that are not helping us grow. It is going to be showing us, are these relationships fertilizing our ground? Are these relationships keeping things from coming and eating our grass? Or are these relationships allowing us to be stomped all over? Are these relationships allowing the squirrels to come and eat the flowers? Are these relationships putting us in unfertile soil? Are these relationships putting us in ground that we can grow from or not? We have to look at this seriously during this full moon. And we do have to remember, full moons, a lot of times, we don't have the option to ignore these things. So for us, we know what is coming up. We know what is going to be illuminated. We know why relationships might be more difficult in certain places. But other people don't, and we have to remember that, because we have to remember that people lash out during full moons because the universe is showing them what's not working, but they don't want to hear it and they don't want to let go. So we just have to be ready. Full moons, people lash out. People tend to go a little crazy during full moons. Final thing we're going to talk about is on Saturday the 12th, Venus finally goes direct. I am very excited. Just like Mercury, we have a shadow period with Venus, but this shadow period is just us putting the lessons we learned in place. One of the things that we're going to find is a lot of these aspects that we talked about this week, we are going to be talking about next week, because Venus is now moving forward. And it is going to be sextile in Uranus. It is going to be conjuncting Saturn. It's going to be trining Mars again. Because now they're moving forward. But we are getting the lessons this week. We are acknowledging what we need to learn, and we are going to start implementing it as we move forward. So that is all the astrology for this week. This astrology is a roller coaster. This week will not be easy. But we have to take the first steps down the path anyways. I was hiking quite a bit this past week, and I did one hike that I think is a really good example of this. It was cold, it was snowing, even though we were outside of Vegas doing the hike. And we just kind of started going. We said, we are going to do this. I am going to start. I am going to go. And I pushed forward. I twisted my ankle. I might have hurt my knee at that point. I'm not sure when I hurt my knee. There was also a mechanical bull involved in my week. So who knows? But I twisted my ankle on the hike. I had to go over boulders. I had to walk through deep sand, soft sand. But I did it, and I kept going, and I have the photos that show the beauty I was able to see. I walked away from that hike stronger. I walked away from that hike with a clearer mindset. I was able to expand. So the path ahead might be full of boulders. I really can't talk today. But the path ahead might have boulders, might have difficult sand, but we have to keep going so that we can be stronger. And thank you to my mom, who brought me along on her birthday trip, so that I was able to do this hike, among a few others, and have a great time. I will see everybody next week, hopefully, because that's all I really ask of you. I say this every single time, but there are plenty of ways to support these videos. You can comment, you can like, you can share, you can subscribe to my page. All I really ask is that you come back next week. I'll see you then.